Okay, this is definitely one of the harder ones, and I specifically picked this one because I had a feeling there was going to be some problems. So let's take these each individually and go over how we find the net forces for each of them. So in the first one here, let me just move this vector over a little bit. So once again, using the head to tail position, I've now moved the second piece of vector over, and now this here is going to represent my net vector from here to here. So as we can see, even just by looking at it, this is 30 directions here and 30 directions here. When we just think about with triangles and our knowledge of triangles, in any experience we've had in geometry class, this definitely looks greater than 30. Because we know that the only way we're going to have 30 degrees and 30 degrees, we have to see everything being an equilateral triangle with 60, 60, and 60. Okay, and now let's take a look at this one. So we'll now move this one over. So now, just even the concepts you want to remember. So from here, this part right here is also still going to be 60 degrees. And that means this is 120 here. And now this is our resultant vector. So we've got here 30, 30, and 30 over here. And we know this is 30 and this is 30. So we can use some triangle rules to find out what this length is, but once again, it's not an equilateral triangle. So we need to have a 60, 60, 60 triangle in order for these two 30 Newton vectors to create a third vector that's also 30. So here just drawn a parallel line to indicate just the idea of this. So we know here that this is also going to be 120 degrees. Okay, and now I'm going to move this vector over. And now I know my resultant. So this is 60 here. I'm going to erase this 120 because that was just representing of that same angle that I ended up indicating right over here. And now here's my resultant. So now even right away, I have, our definition of an equilateral triangle. If I say this is 60, and this is 30, and this is 30, well, by the laws of isosceles triangles even, we know then that these two base angles right here have to be equal. And 180 minus 60 is 120 divided by 2, which equals 60. So they're also 60. So they're all equal. So then this has to also be 30. So this is the one that forms the 30 Newton value. And now when we go back to look at just the final choice here, just to keep in mind, in this instance, this is one that has 0 newtons as a net. Because we can look at this part here as being the positive 30, and this one here as being the negative 30.